Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance Channel. It's been a few weeks, and first of all, Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a great Christmas and New Year's. I can't remember if we did one in between Christmas and New Year's or not. I don't think we did. I don't think I've seen you guys since before Christmas. So it's been a few weeks. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, great New Year's. We are in my favorite time of year, which is January, because all the holidays are over and all the stress and the chaos and all that's done. So for our new year, here in Topeka, we got ourselves a New Year's present, which is not my kind of present, but we had our third biggest snowfall in the history of Topeka here in Topeka, and it was about 0 degrees, 1 degree, pretty nasty. You can see I got everything moved, but I don't live in Kansas for snow, so no thank you. I'm hoping that's the end of it. We won't have to deal with this anymore. We'll see what happens. But here we are in our new year. So it is, well, the other thing is, since we've been delayed on our shop tours for a few weeks, we're also delayed today on our time because John couldn't get back from his trip he was on because of the snow. So we're a little late for a Thursday for a shop tour, but it is what it is. Here we are, January 9th. We are into a new year, 2025. Lots of things going on in the shop. It's been a few weeks since you guys have seen what I've been doing, so let's get into it. Okay, so I'm actually just finishing up. This is actually a B18 C1 for an endurance car. These guys run this in the Lemons, I think is what they call it, the Lemons series. And these guys are actually going to, I think, like Barber in like 2 weeks, 1st of February. So I'm trying to knock this thing out, waiting on some camshafts to come back in, had some custom cams ground, but you can see I've got it basically all together, waiting on cams. We're going to be looking really good. Now, one of the things I have been doing a lot of in the last couple weeks is working on Jerry Lamb's F-Production Miata, which, as everybody knows, is my old original Miata. So I really enjoy working on it, but I've got his transmission sitting out here. So this is one of those IMCO EGMTs. You guys don't always get to see these completely apart like this, but we're just replacing a couple of dog rings. Our first motion shaft had some wear. It just needed to be freshened up. Plus the shifter mechanism needs an update, so I'm going to be working on that. But I also have his engine out of the car, and when we go over to the car, you'll see some of the other things I've been working on over there too. So lots of work has happened in the last few weeks on that. You guys caught me right in the middle of disassembly on, so this is a Mazda MX-5. This would be an NC motor, a Duratec, MZR Duratec. It's basically a Ford engine, right? So this is a 2-liter for Hugh McAfee in his STL MX-5. He and his son have team cars. I did an engine for them a couple years ago. Everything went really good. Flat Out Motorsports takes care of these guys' cars, but they send me the engines. So I'm just starting disassembly. This is not one of my engines. I can't remember the engine builder that they used to use, but I think they went out of business. So just working on disassembly here. So these are completely different. So everybody thinks, oh, it's a Miata, right? It's not a Miata. This is a Ford engine. It's got a chain in the front. It's got the intake cams on the other side as a Miata, as a NA or NB Miata. So it's a little different engine, but these motors are actually, they do really well. So done a lot of development on these in just the past few years. Really excited to get their second one going there. So we're looking good there. Okay, Jerry's car. There's just kind of stuff laying everywhere here because you can see the engine and transmission is out. Working on doing some cleaning. I don't think the car had been cleaned up in the engine compartment for a while. So working on doing some cleaning. Also gutted all of the wiring, everything except for the electromotive I've taken out of the car. Pulled all of the original gauges out of the car, the switch panels completely out. So this is a brand new mounting setup that I've completed with an AIM MXP dash, brand new dash. You can see I changed the Put a brand new switch panel in. I'm just waiting on some toggle switches, a couple bits and pieces. Really gonna clean the car up, clean the wiring up, get it back to its former glory, and really gonna build Jerry a really nice engine as well. So the old motor had 4 seasons on it, if you can believe that. And Taz used to double dip with it, so it's hard to say how much time that car actually had on it. But anyway, or that motor. So I'm really excited to get this car completely freshened up. Still waiting on the BMW cylinder head to come back from the machine shop. So yeah, my machine shop guys have been really busy this winter, so I'm a little behind. I'm a couple weeks behind on getting all of that. I've got about 5 engines worth of bits and pieces coming from them. And we're on I've got another rocker coming because we're going to be on our 3rd rocker that Jim has ordered, and none of them have been right up to this point. So on this last one, we did a little more research, and I think we've got the right one coming. So waiting on a rocker. She's just in a little bit of limbo here. Oh, let's wander back over this direction. So you guys have seen how I've been working on my fuel lines for the Mazda 2. So I'm just about done with the fuel lines. And in case you missed it, we did a how to install Aeroquip lines, a whole video just on it. Check that out on the channel. It's right there. Easy to find. But so this guy, he's helped me a couple times with tools. So the shout out of the day goes to David Strittmatter. And what he was talking about is how you'll see in the video when I was installing the line into the red piece here, how I use my aluminum chucks and I'm kind of feeding the line into this deal. He's like, what you need is this thing from Cool Tools. So what it is you take your little piece, you set it in here, you shim it so that it's just perfect. You take the other side, and basically you take this and you clamp it in your vise. And what it's got is it's got a funnel, basically. You put a little lube in here, and you can quite literally, it feeds the frayed wire in. So I'll show you guys while I'm doing it here. So in the video you'll see that I put my glasses on. I don't have them with me right now. I'm going to do this half blind. But instead of having to feed something that looks like this with a screwdriver, you just simply put a little lube on this thing, a little lube in here, and as you're going in, it funnels it in, and you just twist it in, and you don't have to worry about the screwdriver or anything else. And once you feel the bottom, you pull it out, and it's installed perfectly. Shout out to David Strittmatter for turning me on to this. So the kit that I bought has a few different sizes. So this is the 6AN. They sell them individually, but you can also buy a kit like this that also has, I think it's a 10 and a 12. Looks like a 10 and a 12. So fuel lines, oil lines, whatever oil line you use. So pretty cool. Thanks, man. I'm going to use it from now on. It'll actually prevent you from scraping your hands too with all the little prickly ends of the Aeroquip lines. So I've kind of been waiting on showing you guys that tool. So guess what I've been working on the Mazda 2? The thing that I've been dreading this whole time, which is of course this rocker repair. So to do this right is very tedious. It's very, very tedious. But what I'm working on is getting this piece to fit perfectly. As you can imagine, This has taken me quite the amount of time to get this trimmed and fit. And I've still got a little bit of an issue right here, right where the unibody comes in behind the fender. But I've been pulling on this, getting this to fit. Tons of fun. So that has taken some time. My 15 minutes a day has mainly been working on this. Not much else going on over here. You can see I've only got, I did finish up the 2 lines in here. So I've got this one coming into the main side of the fuel filter. So this is from the pump. I also switched this around so that before this, this is your fuel test port. Before this was actually on the back side of the regulator, which you don't really get as good fuel flow. It's good for a fuel test, like when they just need this much fuel for their fuel test. But if you want to pump out your tank, what you want to do is you want to put it on this side. So you can see I've got this line done, I've got the back side done. I think I'm going to go ahead and change out these other lines too, because I don't really know what age they are, plus I like the steel braided line better. So all I have left now is that final long line, and the fuel system's going to be done. We'll get fuel back in the car, get the car running again, and then I need to work on some of the maintenance. So it's January, right? Plan is to go racing in March at Road Atlanta, so we've got to get some things going here. Need to get these shocks going too. So now that it's first of the year, it's time to start ringing the bell on people and say, hey, holidays are over, time to get back to work, right? So waiting on some shocks, really looking forward to that. I'm going to show you guys those when they come in. Working on the rocker, and we're going to be looking good. I am going to have a good shout out next week because I have a door coming that will be here tomorrow, coming from a customer who's bringing his car. So we'll have another car next week. Plus I'm going to have a new door. So Rich Grunwald's bringing his STL Miata, and he found a Mazda door for me that he's going to bring for a good price, just a couple $100. So not too bad. But yeah, keeping after it, right? So first of the year, if you haven't worked on your race car yet, you better get started, because I know a lot of people take off between the runoffs and the new year, but you better get going. They are racing. They raced in Homestead last weekend, so the shout out for that is going to be to Ken Kennard and Mark Webber. So Ken won both of the races in F production at Homestead. They are currently at Sebring. He and Joe are testing today, and then they've got the big race for the weekend, and there are a bunch of entries. So the second shout out's for Mark Webber, who finished 3rd both days last weekend at Homestead. He's also at Sebring, along with John Elder with his STL car, and Doug Piner's running his BMW. I didn't really prep myself on how many JPM engines are going to be down there, but there's a few of you guys. So good luck this weekend at Sebring, and we'll have ourselves a Sebring recap next week. And yeah, keep warm. It is not warm in Topeka. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for watching. We're going to kick off the new year here and get these shop tours rolling. And you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Take care.